I don't even know what to say. So I just watched Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And so, okay, so I have the DVD because I found it. And obviously, I bought it when it was the first time I had seen it. I guess it's just that rare. And then, so that's why I also bought the same movie on Blu ray. I just haven't decided what I'm going to do with the DVD yet. Because this was obviously an upgraded format and it seems to be pretty hard to find. So, I mean, this one, I'm going to go against the grain here. I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with me, and that's okay because I think I disliked the second movie more than the first. I don't know. The first one, it felt really dragged out, and I didn't really have a lot of positives to say about it, but once the action picked up, at least it was entertaining action. Whereas this one, so it starts off kind of recapping, I guess. I mean, we pick up with Michael Myers surviving because, of course, this is expected this late into the franchise. And this is like a really dragged out fake out scene where you think you see what happens right after the events. And after, like, it's probably not 10 minutes, but it feels like 10 minutes. We see Laurie Strode wake up in her own bed, presumably a year since the events of the first one, and so the whole Michael Myers chasing her through the hospital after she had just woken up after the attack sequence, it none of it happens. It was a dream sequence, which okay, that's fine, I guess. But these fake outs, these things that happen in a dream, this was happening constantly throughout the movie, and they were long scenes too. So it just really got on my nerves. It felt like it was taking away from one, developing character story, two, taking away from the action of what Michael Myers could actually be doing, which three, I feel like it just ate out the runtime for the movie. This movie felt like the actual movie itself. You cut out the dream stuff, it was probably like 30 minutes shorter. So I don't know. That was a big complaint I had. And Dr. Loomis, he was kind of the more interesting character at first. He's sort of always been the character in this entire franchise to sort of dive into the mind of Michael Myers as evil is coming. And in the previous eight, even though he wasn't in all of them, he was always the one warning characters. He's always the helpful person. He was a lovable character. At the beginning of this movie, I was interested in where his story was going, but about halfway through, I was like, you know what? His character is actually just rude to everyone. It kind of went away from interesting, and his character became annoying, which was just really unfortunate because he was one of my favorite characters for this franchise. And in the second half of this movie, it just felt like it wasn't going anywhere. He wasn't getting any character development. His character stayed the same from most of the movie that you picked up from just his first scene. I mean, his stories just stayed the same for a majority of the film. And so, another minor complaint for pet lovers, there is a dog that's being gutted and eaten by Michael Myers. So that just, I mean, watching the movie, I skipped over that because I really didn't care to see that. I mean, I get it. It happens in movies. Dogs die, especially in horror movies. It's kind of just expected every now and then. But I didn't need to see it gutted, and I didn't need to see it being eaten. I mean, that I think was too much. I know these movies wanted to be really edgy, and I just felt like that was too much. I get it, they wanted to cross the line to kill a dog, but I felt like it was too far past the line. So that's just something that I didn't like. That's not necessarily a critique of the movie, because I know some people just don't care, or it's just a movie. For me, I just didn't want to see that, and there it was. So, whatever. So the thing with the fake outs is it's not just in a dream where characters are having a dream. People are imagining characters being there that aren't really there. And it happens a few times throughout this movie too. So I would consider this the same as the dream stuff, where it's another scene of something that's not actually real, it's dragged out, and it doesn't really honestly go anywhere either. So that became annoying as well. And then to my next point with the characters, the main characters do get more screen time in this movie than the last one, but they were just whining the entire time. And I get it. Laurie Strode went through a lot during the first movie, but in this movie, we see her struggling with that in the beginning of her character arc, but we never see any growth. She never recovers from it. She never moves on from it. She never stops being cruel to people around her. I mean, this whiny teenage character, she stays the same way throughout the entire movie. And I just felt like her character would have been a lot more interesting if maybe there was some recovery, maybe, or at least some growth. Maybe her character changed a little bit and became a little bit more tolerable, but it never happened. So, the cutaways, not only to the dream stuff or the imagining people stuff, but there are also cutaways for action stuff. So there are moments where characters are, you think someone's about to die or some action scene's about to happen, then it cuts to a different character in a completely separate place all of a sudden. So that later, what you wanted to see is in these loud flashes, like for 1 second, and then characters are walking around, then 1 second of a flash. And it's almost just jarring, the volume. And then two, it was just jarring to see just like 1 second of the stuff. So it just felt like, I don't know if it made it feel cheap, but it definitely toned down the violence down a lot because it didn't show a lot of the scenes that actually took place in the universe. A lot of it, we just saw like a total of 4 or 5 seconds of it. So that could have been served to build growth for the characters, but it really wasn't. The characters either just stayed whiny or they were just doing the same things as they did before. So my biggest issue is in movies, there was no growth for any of the characters. So that's a shame. I mean, you look at the original movies, even some of the bad ones, characters grew or their tone changed. Even in H2O, that's what I hear considered one of the worst Halloween movies, and I would rank it among the bottom for me, if not the bottom. But Laurie Strode and her son, is something has to be recognized, is that in that movie their relationship sort of evolved. It didn't stay the same throughout the entirety of the movie. So H2O, in my opinion, does have one thing that this movie didn't have, and that's character growth. So it was just really a shame. I mean, I didn't really have a lot of positives at all, to come to think of it. I don't know. I mean, some of the action scenes were cool. We would have had a lot more cool action scenes if they didn't cut away from it or make it a fake out or make it happening in someone's head. It's not really real. So it just makes all those things annoying. Some of those tropes that I've listed, a lot of those tropes are in a lot of movies. The only difference between this movie and others is in this one, it just felt so constant, and we never get a break from that. So, yeah, I found this one really annoying. I was just annoyed pretty much the whole time. So, gonna stop repeating myself. This is Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. It's my review of it. I'm sorry, guys, that I couldn't be more positive. I really try to find something positive with each movie I watched, even if it's just something little or minor or maybe something significant, but I liked it. I couldn't come up with anything for this one. I just really didn't like it at all. So if you're hoping for better review of it, I'm sorry, guys. If there are moments you did like and you have a different point of view or you see it in a different context, let me know in the comments. I really want to maybe get a different perspective of this movie. As the ending of the movie sort of reaches its climax, in most Halloween movies, there is a showdown between our main character and Michael Myers. A lot of the time, as Dr. Loomis is facing off against Michael Myers, but usually if it's not him, it's the main character. There's a face-off. So in the ending, all the police find him and have him surrounded in the shack where he brought Laurie Strode to, and it's just a lot of nothing happening. So Dr. Loomis shows up, tells the police I'm going in. He goes in to face Michael Myers, and what happens is he sees Laurie Strode is just it's all in her head, where she thinks she's being held by Michael Myers, but she's not. She's just screaming on the ground. And so then cutaway is Michael Myers going through the wall with Dr. Loomis out in the open, and we see the police shoot Michael Myers after he stands up. So Michael Myers is now officially dead. So yay, we get our happy ending. Laurie Strode walks out of the house, or shack, whatever it's called. Yay, happy ending. No. Laurie Strode is now consumed by the thought that she has to be like the rest of her family, even though Michael Myers just died and it's all over. But she wants to go pick up the knife and try and kill Dr. Loomis. So of course, the police shoot her, and she's killed off. That's it. That's the ending. So what's really annoying is in H2O, of course, Laurie Strode was, or not H2O, the movie after, Resurrection, I believe is what the title was called. Laurie Strode is killed in that movie, but at least it's in a showdown with Michael Myers, and at least it was a cool scene. It was interesting, and it was intense, and there was a chase scene. It was an actual sequence of Laurie Strode versus Michael Myers. But in this one, the cops just shoot her because she just decided to kill Dr. Loomis for I don't know what reason. So this was a very, in my opinion, dumb ending. I mean, it was anticlimactic. There wasn't really much of a showdown at all. I mean, once Dr. Loomis goes in the shack, the movie's over like a minute later, and it was just all really annoying. And then we get this final scene of Michael Myers as a kid seeing his mother with the white horse, which has been a trope throughout the whole movie. And so that's the ending. There's no happy ending for any of the characters. The characters that survived the first one, Dr. Loomis is now, I think, the only remaining character. Unless Michael Myers killed him. I mean, it was a little weird the way it was shot, so it's hard to tell, I guess. Really, there's no happy ending for anyone, which is another incredibly annoying aspect of this movie. So, if they had made Halloween 3, I don't know what it would have been about. I guess it would have just been Michael Myers killing random people or coming back for Dr. Loomis. I don't even know, and frankly, I don't even care anymore. So, I am looking forward to the next movies, because I've heard they are a little bit better, even though I've heard some very shaky opinions about the third. But I am looking forward to seeing at least the next couple. That's what I hear the next two are pretty decent. I'm hoping this franchise really gets more interesting, because it really hasn't got any better after 3. So, alright, well, if you're still here, thanks for watching, guys. That's my review of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.